Today is November 10th, 2017. We are on Bitcoin. Okay, my last analysis was we hit a cycle high point, which corresponds to a third wave higher in a 5-wave structure. And I was looking at that 45 angle and the cycle high of 53 to be the start of the corrective wave 4. Since then we've had a few attempts for Bitcoin to try and break above that timing angle, that 45 angle, but it's failed 1, 2, 3, 4. Usually the fourth time is a confirmation of complete breakdown and does confirm that a retrace back to 6,500 area should occur. Still maintaining that this is the top of wave 3 and we should get the corrective wave 4 and a timing forecast of, I still maintain, round sometime towards the end of November, around Tuesday the 21st should mark the end of the corrective wave 4 before we finally see the final wave 5 higher. Now switch over to the 4 hour for a sec. Something just to take note of here, guys. We do have a wedge forming on the 4 hour chart. Now this could be signaling for, because we know the trend is bullish, this could most likely be signaling a continuation of the trend. If we mark 1, 2, 3, 4, if it doesn't break through on the 4th attempt, the 5th may be a break below. So at the moment, we're just waiting for a signal to see which way this will move on the 4 hour chart. This will give, over the next few days, this will give a clear indication whether it's going to break out and higher, or it's going to confirm on the daily the corrective wave 4 and the cycle count. Now just on a bit of a different topic on Bitcoin, I think it's come to be a sad day soon for Bitcoin. Upon the news, they're going to float Bitcoin in the futures markets as a derivative, contracts to trade in futures as options. Now, why I'm saying this will become ultimately a sad day for Bitcoin, because the investment bank crooks, up until this point, they know they've had no control on Bitcoin. They can't manipulate Bitcoin like they do with the other markets, the gold index, the Dow Jones, as I mentioned previously, basically everything else, bonds, forex. You know, these fraudsters, these crooks from the investment banks and central banks know this, and that's how they do it. They do it through mainly the futures contracts. And you guys, traders that have been around for a while, we all know this. This is how they manipulate the markets. Now, I think it's a bit of a false sense that the Bitcoin market was cheering upon hearing this news that they were going to float Bitcoin in the futures. But conversely, this is going to be the death, could possibly be the death of Bitcoin as far as price movement, because it's telling me, they're desperate. These guys, these investment banks, these fraudsters, they're desperate to get into Bitcoin and they don't want Bitcoin to be going higher. They know they've come out and said this. So the only way they can drop it lower is by rigging it. And they're going to rig it once the futures contracts comes online. I've got to find out when that actually does happen. And I'll do another update upon that. And watch First House, guys. I guarantee you, once they can allow to do that, and they'll rig it through the futures derivatives and the options in the futures market, yeah, don't be surprised we see Bitcoin get slammed, because they don't want Bitcoin. Bitcoin is, to me, is a symbol of everything. It stands for everything that it's against, everything that is fraudulent in these markets, mainly fiat currency, the US dollar, the euro. To me, it stands against the fiat currency, and these guys don't want that, because they don't want too many people accepting Bitcoin, because they know. And personally, I believe Bitcoin is the future, and they want to destroy this future. Believe me, guys, they want to destroy this. So this is how they're going to do it. So, got to be careful of this, because I think ultimately what they want to do is, if they can destroy the value of Bitcoin, then they'll eventually float their own digital currency through, whether it's through central banks, which most likely it will be, that they can rig, control, manipulate with ease and do whatever they want with it. So for me, as I said, I think when this does happen, this could most likely be a very sad day and a death of what Bitcoin really stands for. I really hope I'm wrong. I really hope I am wrong on this, but my gut tells me that I'm not. So, as I said, I'll do further updates upon this, and we'll see how this goes.